is Nitroblast 1 in the game. This is what you're seeing on the screen, pretty much our list of how qualifying went. Let's start with our B main banner first. If somebody in Discord could confirm they can see Facebook Live, that'd be
Can't
great.
see it yet. Oh,
Thank you.
wait. I see it now.
Thank you, thank you. All right, let's go get our, where is our B main starting? So that'd actually be with Mr. Brian Nesbitt in Canada. So Brian, please join us. Brian joins us from Canada with an 8:5:33. He is behind his fellow Canadian Kevin Tyler, who managed to get the last spot in the A main. So Brian will be starting us off in the B main. Brian, can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry, I'm back.
No worries. If you could please join us.
Sure.
And I'll let Corey Tyler come and confirm, but unofficially, I think this series round is, this is round 4. Obviously, we have one drop. I think Joshua Vigil has pretty much sealed the deal, but I'll let our stats guy confirm that. Right after Brian, we're going to take a flight to Texas. Mark Duong joins us with an 8:5:34, so about roughly 1 second, 33:34. Brian, Mark. So I'm going to say Mark has a good shot at taking one of the bump spots away from Brian, or at least fighting for it. Right after him, I know it's got the beautiful flag from France, but we're actually going to New Jersey to meet Mr. Joaquim Bruno, better known as Frenchie. 8:5:35 from him, so Brian with an 8:5:33, Mark with a 5:34, Frenchie with a 5:35. Very close. So, Mr. Frenchie, if you can hear us, please join.
Yeah, trying to get in. It just said timeout. I'm trying again.
Okay, so you just heard from Frenchie. He's going to join again. Let's go to the next person, which is Steve Belogan. He's in sunny Florida, although I don't know how much sun Florida actually sees, at least in this week when it's forecasted rains. So we're going to be meeting up with Steve Belogan, who did a 8:5:38. Steve Belogan, if you can hear me, please join. Steve is just 2.5, 3 seconds behind Frenchie, but he is notorious to come on really strong in the mains. His consistency is super high. He has multiple times qualified below Mark and Frenchie and ended up finishing higher than them. So let's see if he can repeat that. So Steve Belogan, if you can hear me, please join. Steve, can you hear me?
I don't think he's here.
No, he's in Discord. His name shows up right underneath mine.
Oh.
Alright, we'll come back to Mr. Steve Belogan, or if somebody could private message him, that'd be great. Alright, next up is Mr. Zachary Anstead. Zachary Anstead, this is your first call. If you can hear us, please join. Zachary is leading the 7-lap sessions with a 7:5:04, missing the 8-lap club by just 4 seconds. Zachary Anstead, if you can hear us, this is your second call. Alright, Zachary Anstead, third call. If you can join us, that'd be great before the main start. Next up, we're going to go back to Texas, meet Mr. Anthony Chapman with a 7:5:11. Anthony Chapman, longtime TLR privateer. I believe that's the only brand he's driven in the 8 scale world for a really, really long time. And he calls Corpus Christi home and lives within a 3-hour drive of the world famous Thornhill Racing Circuit that he frequently visits. So Anthony Chapman, please join us. As you can see on the top left of the screen, he does. Next up, we've got Vince Lim from Portland, Oregon. He will not be joining us today. Then we go to Bolivia for Jorge Pimentel. He will not be joining us. Then let's go to Missouri. Brad Hefner, another owner of a track that races with us. Super cool. 7:5:14 from him. Thank you, Brad. Brad is going to be repping Team Kyosho's MP10E. All right. Next up, we are going to go to Czech Republic. Stan, oh, actually, Stan does not join us. So back to Canada, Ty Cote. If you can hear me, please join us. Next up is Justin Fowell, representing Minneapolis, Minnesota, with a 7:5:31. Steve Belogan, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Can you join us, please?
Let's see.
The session is up.
Let's see.
Password for tonight is today's date, which happens to be March 31st, so 0331. So we should have 7 folks once Steve joins us, and it will come down to 2 bump spots. So 2 folks from here will go to the A main. The time is 7:05. Steve is in the house. Steve, go ahead and run a lap and speak up if there's any issues. If you were just joining us live, you are watching a live virtual RC race, 8 scale e-buggy at the beautiful Nitro Blast 1, better known as Psycho Nitro Blast 2005 or 2015. I'm not sure which year it was in. Hopefully someone knows from the league and can confirm. But in the game, it's called Nitro Blast 1. If you want to play it, just go to VRC Pro, download the game. If you want to join our league, if you're watching it, then you've technically already hit like on the Facebook page and can see it. Those of you in Discord, if y'all could take a moment and hit share, that'd be great for the growth of virtual RC racing. All right, folks, everybody looks good. Let's go ahead and hit start race. It is 7:06. We should be done by 7:17 with this race and begin the next one around 7:20. We will interview the top spot that wins this one.
20 seconds till the start of your race.
20 seconds to the start of your race, as we can hear back audio from one of our racers. I am going to get quiet in about 10 seconds. We're going to focus in on the lead group, Brian, Mark, and Frenchie. Let's see how they get away. On the tone they go. Mark Duong with a flyer of a start going around turn 1 on Brian. The entire group getting a decent start, but Mark Duong was off like, you'll see some of our top 2, top 3 A-main guys just shotgun start. Making a pass early on, making a mistake early on, unfortunately for him. So let's see who's leading the way now. Mark Duong now finds himself back in the middle. Anthony Chapman in the middle. Brian slowly fighting his way back up to second. Frenchie leading the way, going on the Works Racing wall. Pulling in a 42.0. Currently sitting in first place. Brian is half a second behind him. Steve Belogan is in third. Anthony Chapman in fourth. Mark Duong in fifth. Brad in sixth. And Justin Fowell in seventh. The entire group, as of right now, is separated by, or I should say covered within 3 seconds of each other. Or, of course, it's just a minute down, 9 minutes of racing to go. A lot will change. We'll look at some lap times around the 2-minute mark. Closest battle right now is Anthony Chapman getting stuck on the pipe, Commentator's Curse, and Steve Belogan and Mark Duong. We're 90 seconds into the race. All of these gentlemen are capable of running in the 40-second club easily. The thing will be who can drop into the low 40s and perhaps even a high 30. We will definitely see lots of high 30s in the A-main. Alright, we're around the 2-minute marker. That's enough time for everyone to run at least 2 to 3 laps. Let's take a moment to look at some lap times. Let's start in the back actually. So Mr. Fowell in 7th place with a 44.9. Anthony Chapman with a 44.4. Brad with a 44.3. Brian with a 42.3. Currently having a great battle with Mark Duong. Mark Duong with a 42.1. Steve Belogan, Mr. Consistent, with a 41.5. Currently sitting in second, chasing down his good friend Frenchie, who in return is running a 42.0. So as of right now, the fastest racer on track is also the most experienced / oldest racer. Somebody who doesn't even race off-road, but in the game he is one of the quickest guys in this main right now. 41.0 from 41.5 from Steve Belogan from Florida, chasing down Frenchie right now. You're looking at, ironically, both the pink buggies. So that's Frenchie in the lead, being chased by the other pink buggy, which is Steve Blogan. Only difference is, I want to say Frenchie's running the white wheels, white wing. Steve's running the yellow wheels, yellow wing. Mark Duong 2.5 seconds behind them. Going through the rollers right now, 42.1 from him. 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Loads of racing still to go. Frenchie, 42.0 from him on that last lap. Steve Blogan is all over him. If you're looking at our screen right now, he is about to make a pass, and he does a Steve. Oof. Steve makes the pass on Frenchie. Frenchie getting a little bit of pressure from the back, making a mistake. I think it's the first mistake for him for in the last 4 minutes of this race. So we have a new leader, Steve Blogan, looking really stable going through the roller section. Ironically, Mark Duong is now filling up Frenchie's rear view mirror. Let me focus in on that battle. That's going right here. Frenchie one more time cracking under pressure, hugging the pipe. That's going to let Mark Duong get away. So I know the screen says Frenchie's in first, but he is very much in third place. That will update when they go around start finish, as it does. In fact, Anthony Chapman is making some ground on him now. So, as of right now, Steve Blogan in first place, Mark Duong in second place. You are watching Mark Duong chase down Steve Blogan. Steve Blogan's the pink buggy. Mark Duong is the, I want to say, white, pink, and blue buggy. As Mark Duong gets jinxed, crashing on the roller section, here comes Frenchie right behind him. With roughly 5 minutes to go, we have a battle on our hands. And ironically, it's for the second bump spot. Keep in mind, 2 of these gentlemen will move up. I see on my stream site that between YouTube and Facebook, we've got roughly 80 viewers. So if you have any questions or concerns on how to join this league, just drop a question down, drop a comment down. One of our friendly racers will respond to you, or I'll respond to you before the feed ends. We want to help you guys get into this. Super cool, super fun, and we want to share it with you. And most importantly, we are actually driving with our own Futaba, Sanwa, FlySky, whatever radio your preference, KO Propo, all the good stuff. You can run it. All you need is an adapter. I hear somebody smashing spacebar. Spacebar is keyword for they need a marshal. It's 6 minutes on the clock. Great time for us to look at some lap times. This field's actually doing really good. The entire field, if you look to my left, is on the same lap right now. So let's start with Mr. Justin Foyle. He's about to go over the wall. 43.7 from him, so he shaved about 2.5 seconds. Here he is. When he crosses that line, you'll see on the left, everyone is on 8 laps right now. So 43.7 from Mr. Foyle from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Anthony Chapman going for a Monster Energy drink as he misses his jump, lands on the banner. 43.0 from him. 42.4 from Brad, just in front of him. Brian Nisbet, who's 3 seconds in front of Brad. 41.3 from him. So Brian putting down a really good lap. 41.3 on lap 7. Keep in mind, Brian was our TQ, so we know he has the pace, even if he doesn't have the consistency. He's got the pace to belong with these guys up front. 41.3 for him. I think that's the fastest I've seen today. 41.3. Frenchie tying that with him. 41.3. Keep in mind, Frenchie got a really good start. It wasn't the whole shot that Mark Duong had, but he pretty much led for a solid 4 or 5 minutes, made 2 mistakes when the drivers behind him started pushing. 41.3 from him. So 2 guys in the 41.3s. Mark Duong with a 41.6, currently sitting in second, just 1.7 seconds behind Steve Blogan, who in return is running a 41.5. So ironically, our first and second place finishers, as of right now, are slower than our third and fourth place finishers. That's a perfect example of consistency over sheer speed. We've got loads of racing to go, a little over 2 minutes remaining. A lot could change, and a lot does change, as it looks like Steve Blogan making Wait, who just made a mistake? Oh, never mind. They're confusing me with the same identical paint scheme, but Justin Fowell was getting lapped by Steve Logan, and I was confused if Steve made a mistake. But Steve's making no mistakes. His consistency and his fast lap are both within a second of each other. Super cool, because he's already done 11.5 laps. Mark Duong, meanwhile, 1.5 seconds behind him. Here they go over the roller sections. Mark definitely looks faster here, but on the roller sections, I promise you, it looks like Steve's got more stability going through it. Mark making up some ground in the twitchier sections. Anything tight, Mark looks like he's making up good ground. As you can see right now, going on the wall, Mark makes the pass. Steve gets it back. Mark gets the better drive. Mark now leading the way. Both of them going down the straightaway at 72 kilometers per hour. Mark Duong is now leading the race with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. Steve Logan trying to make it, makes a mistake, gets hung up on the pipe. That's going to let Mark Duong kind of walk away. Frenchie is there to pick up the pieces. So now we've got 3 pink buggies. I have no idea who's who. They're all running pink buggies. But I can tell you, I think Frenchie and Steve are having a battle, and Justin Fowell is just trying to get away from them. All of them, if I take a snapshot, pink buggies. That looks like it's Frenchie. So with 1 minute to go, the guys to focus on are actually going to be Frenchie and Steve Logan. Who's going to take that last bump spot as Mark Duong seems to be walking away currently. This should be their last lap. I have no idea what's going on. Looks like Mark Duong made a mistake. How did that happen, Mark? 57-second lap from Mark Duong. Did we jinx him? I definitely didn't see it happen, but Mark Duong going from first to fourth.
My screen just totally flipped out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
It
wondering.
turned off.
I was wondering what happened.
Oh my
With
god.
10 seconds to go, Steve Logan now in first, Frenchie in second, so both the 2 pink buggies have secured that bump spot. All they have to do is finish in the next 5 seconds, and both of them do. That is your bump spot secured by Mr. Steve and Frenchie. Mark Duong having some technical problems, PC problems.
Good job, Steve.
Good
Sure.
racing from everyone. Brian Nisbet ends up coming in third. Brad ends up moving up to fifth. Justin Fowell getting the 43.7. Anthony Chapman getting a 43.0. Brad getting a 42.4. So Brad dipping in the 42s. Mark Duong with a 41.6. Brian with a 41.3. Frenchie with a 41.3. Steve Logan with a 41.5. Let's display final results and go straight to the podium. Steve Logan, tell us about your race.
You know how to do it. Consistency. That's all. They gave it to me. You know that.
Well, one of them gave it to you, but it looks like you had Frenchie pretty much covered.
Hold on. I got too many things talking. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah. No, they both gave it to me.
Did they?
They definitely. I would say so. Yeah.
So
I mean, you know, you got to stay consistent and keep some speed up too. But Frenchie started off, and I guess a couple laps in, and then started screwing up, and then Mark caught up to me and passed me, and then I don't know what happened to him. I guess.
Yeah, my screen totally just turned off for like 10 seconds and then turned back on.
Oh wow.
that would
that's a bummer.
explain
Yeah,
the
'cause he would've
57-second lap time, yeah.
Yeah, he would have got me. So.
Well, that is very
French
unfortunate.
fry wasn't gonna get me.
Well,
He
so
ate too many
you
french
both
fries
got the bump spot. So in the A main, I expect Frenchie and you to have a great battle. Both of your lap times were 41s for fast lap. Your average was 42.9. His average was 43.1, so 2/10 apart. Both of y'all did end up running 14 laps, as majority of the field did. So let's see how you guys do in the A main. Congratulations on your bump spot. We'll race and see you again in about 2 minutes. So that is how the race will finish. Let me kick everyone out
Good race,
and
French.
start with a fresh A main. If you're still watching,
Good job,
next up is A main. You will get to see some good fireworks. Alright, looks like we just need a few more folks in our paid class. I just got one more payment, so I just updated it. So let's create a new session for A main, folks. You guys already know the password. Let's make sure collisions are off. Let me display my screen really quick to show you guys what TQ pace looks like. So
just think you
let's
should put
welcome
collisions on.
Joshua Vigil with an 8.512.9. Joshua Vigil will be our TQ and unofficially our champion for the month of March. I'll let Corey Tyler confirm that in a little bit. I just texted him. Next up, we've got Hunter King with an 8.513.9, so 1.0 seconds behind Joshua Vigil. Both of them are in. Next up, we've got Gary Crowell with an 8.515, so about 2 seconds behind our TQ. Thank you, all three of you, for joining so quickly. Next up, we've got Joseph Johnson with an 8.515, who I am sure is busy being a keyboard warrior right now and not in Discord. Is he in Discord? He is not. Okay, so next up we go to Scottsdale, Arizona to welcome Billy Cayley with an 8.521. He is 8 seconds off TQ pace, but just 4 or 5 seconds off of Gary's pace. So Billy Cayley, if you can hear me, please join. He does join. So top 4 spots taken by Americans. In the 5th spot, we've got Kevin Tyler from Canada with an 8.525. Kevin, no pressure, but you're the only Canadian in this main. Next up, we are going to take our bump spot winner, Steve Logan, who actually goes from 10th spot to the 6th spot. So, Steve Logan, please join us. That's what I meant when I said he doesn't qualify as well as some of the others, but in the mains, his consistency shines. And lastly, the second bump spot goes to Mr. Joaquim Bruno, better known as Frenchie. Thank you, Frenchie, for joining so quickly. I'm going to give everyone about a minute to kind of run some laps. The time is 7:21 p.m. Central Standard Time. For those of you that are still watching us, our league starts with a drivers meeting at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and our mains start at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We leave qualifying open for the entire week. If you're looking on my screen and wondering what that nincompoop is doing, that is none other than Joshua Vigil. He's trying to get stuck on the top of the wall going the wrong way. It's because of him we can't have nice things and have to run with collisions off. Josh, how's your car half in the wall and half out? Oh, he's on mute. He's focused. Looks like we're going to have someone else try to join him. Let's see if Hunter King can get his car stuck. And Hunter King ends up falling on the other side in the trash can. That beautiful XC Elite ends up in the trash can. Alright, enough goofing around. Let's go. Now everyone is trying to go. Alright, you know what? We'll leave this for a little. It looks like the entire field is trying to get stuck on the wall. We should have a prize for this. You know, whoever gets stuck on the wall. As much as I'd love to keep watching all 7 of y'all getting stuck on the wall, we have to get started. Let me see if I can change the camera to show our viewers. Oh, this is perfect. Let me zoom in a little so our viewers can enjoy this as much as I am right now. So viewers, oh my god, our feed just went up to 160 viewers. Yeah, apparently you guys prefer watching virtual buggies get stuck on a wall more than you enjoy the racing. This is very entertaining as our viewership is going up, and I'd love to stay focused on this, but we unfortunately do have to start the race. So let me take a quick picture of this because this is very entertaining. Actually, Justin, are you watching our feed?
Yeah.
Can you take a screenshot of this?
1 sec, yeah.
Yeah, because if I do it, I may mess up OBS. I don't want to do that. But it looks like 4 buggies are stuck in the wall. The 5th one is trying really hard.
Just gotta wait for the feed to catch up to you.
It's super entertaining. Everybody's just trying to get stuck on the wall. One person's actually running laps. Who is that? I think Kevin Tyler. The only Canadian is actually running proper laps. All the Americans are doing what Americans do best, which is goof around on the wall.
What about Frenchie?
Frenchie is stuck in the wall, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
He's not
This is
American.
hilarious.
Well, when I said American,
Yeah, that's me in the middle.
Yeah, Frenchie's there. But all right, we got to get started, guys. But no, Frenchie lives in New Jersey. All right, let's start
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, sorry. Brooklyn, New York. All right, let's get started, everyone. Let me change my view so we can have a good view to the start of this race, which is going to be in about 15 seconds. And if you're still watching us, You're about to watch the A main. We will crown a champion. We will raffle a club race to a virtual place. We've got 5 seconds to go. Joshua Vigil, for some reason, is running all the way to the back. Ooh, on the tone they go. Hunter King, definitely whole shot start from him. Gary Crowell, not too bad. Both of them have already made a pass on Joshua Vigil. Gary Crowell looks like he ran it wide there, giving Joshua Vigil. So let's talk who's who. So the let's call it emerald green or whatever color you want to call it. Looks beautiful on jewelry. That is Hunter King, TLR XC Elite. He is next to the Techno EB48 2.0 of Joshua Vigil. Gary Crowell, I believe, is bringing Billy Cayley with him to the party. So your top two guys, better known as Hot Laps, as Hunter King making a mistake. The Techno looks super loose already. Gary Crowell with his JQ Racing, the E-Car, doing really well. Currently in second. Billy Cayley, I'm not sure what brand he drives, but he's sitting in third, not too far back. Frenchie having a great start already up to fourth. Kevin, oh, missing the jump, spoke too soon. Kevin Tyler and Steve Logan are going to keep him busy. Your top guy, Joshua Vigil, 39.5 already. My gosh, the last main, the top guy was running, I believe, 41s. I won't even worry about everyone else's lap times, but since Joshua Vigil has a good lead, let's follow him along for him. So this is your ride along. We always try to do a ride along. This is what it looks like if you had a GoPro mounted a foot away from the wing. So you are riding with Joshua Vigil. He is on mute, so he won't yell at me for slowing his race down, but you've got a good race going. If you're hearing some back-end noise, let me mute it really quickly. You should not hear any back-end noise. Frenchie, I have to mute you. I'll unmute you again, don't worry. So you're riding with Joshua Vigil's Techno EB48 2.0. It only took him 2 weeks to produce this one. It's a great buggy. Just the wear and tear on it is grossly accelerated compared to some of the other rivals that are making the same amount of medals or same quality medals. Speed-wise, very quick. 38.9 from Joshua Vigil. Let's check in with the JQ Racer right behind him. That is Gary Crowell. 39.3 from him. He's running that paint scheme for the last 2-3 years that I've known him. 2 minutes of racing to go. Right behind him is none other than that TLR XC Elite. As you can tell from the stickers, that is Hunter King. 38.6 from him. Ooh, great pass on the inside to Gary Crowell, but clipping the pipe. Different strategies from both of them. This is a great shot. One likes to go a little higher on the wall. The other one stayed lower. Good drive coming out of that turn for both of them as they hit 74 kilometers per hour on the straightaway. That's at least 4 kilometers quicker than our A-main. Folks, this is actually great right now. So we will not change the camera view. As we can see from Hunter King's camera as he passes Gary Crowell. Gary does not make a lot of mistakes, but he did make one. Gary and Hunter definitely capitalized on that. So now Hunter King is trying to chase down Joshua Vigil. Billy Cayley is 5.8 seconds behind this lead group. Kevin Tyler is 2.8 seconds behind them. The battle between the pink buggies is currently being won by Steve Belogan. He is keeping Frenchie in the other pink buggy 2 seconds behind him. I believe Steve is just a privateer, has no preference on buggies, and I believe Frenchie said Serpent's SRX 8E buggies, the one he's driving. Both Frenchie and Steve Logan in the back doing great for off-road racing. Oh, Hunter King making a mistake. Where's Gary Crowell to capitalize on that? Gary Crowell makes the pass on him. You heard the come on damn it from Hunter King as Gary Crowell takes away second. Billy Cayley also making the pass. We're going to switch back cameras to see if we can capture them in a little different. Let's go back to TV camera 2. Joshua Vigil, meanwhile, running away. 4 minutes on the clock. Great time for us to review some lap time. So let's start from the back. Mr. Frenchie with a 41.5. Steve Logan with a 41.8. Kevin Tyler, the lone Canadian, 41.0 from him. So, my gosh, he is 0.01 away from running a 42nd. Oh, I spoke too soon. 40.7 from Kevin Tyler. He is running some personal best lap times right now. Billy Cayley with a 40.35 seconds ahead of Kevin Tyler. Hunter King having to redo a lot of his work. 38.4 from him. Here he is trying to battle with Gary Crowell. They both go on the wall. Interesting strategy from both of them on the underpass. The drive, however, very, very equal. Both of them running. It looks like 39, 38-second lap times. Hunter King on that last lap that he passed Gary Crowell ran his personal best of 38.05. Wow, 0.05 away from getting into the 37s. Somebody who is or should be in the 37s is Joshua Vigil, and he is not. He is currently the second fastest guy, 38.4 from him. We just passed the 5-minute marker. Lots of racing, lots of passes. I didn't get a chance to look at the comments, so if you need help with how to get started racing with us, this is open to anyone. Anyone can join us. This is not a sponsored event. This happens weekly. We've been doing this for 13 months now. If you'd like to join our April shenanigans, we've already selected some beautiful big 8-scale tracks, so please join us. Just drop in the comments saying, hey, I'm interested, guys, and one of our friendly racers will comment as Joshua Vigil makes a mistake. Unfortunately, Hunter King is too far to capitalize on any mistakes from Josh, but he is trying to get away from Gary Crowell. Here they both approach the wall. Gary Crowell trying to show him the front left wheel. Through the wall, similar lines through the drive. Both of them should hit 74 kilometers per hour, and both of them hit 73.5 exactly. Similar lines going down the landing, lining up the next right-hander, followed by the triple-double. Back section, Monster Energy drinks. Looks like Joshua Vigil making it interesting by making massive mistakes. It looks like Hunter King can definitely drive on the edge. He has a lot of experience in the 17.5 two-wheel drive 10-scale world. You clearly can see when his buggy gets loose. Rather than lifting, he just stays in it. Here he is just 1.3 seconds behind Joshua Vigil. Joshua Vigil must have ran a super slow 45-second lap to be this, to lose a 7-second advantage. Here they go, both Josh and Hunter King. Semi-sponsored folks. I like to say semi-sponsored because they are brand ambassadors first, then sponsored by Tekno and TLR. Similar lines on the landing, approach the wall, very similar. Josh likes to get some more airtime. Hunter King making a mistake, staying on the gas, correcting the buggy. Looks like Joshua Vigil backed it up with 2.4 seconds of a lead, so that last second he put a second on Hunter King. Hunter's definitely quicker than among the two folks. His XC Elite looks very planted. Gary Crowell is 2.4 seconds behind this battle. I'm not sure if Hunter King can. It's one thing to catch Josh, but it's another to make a pass on him. So we will have to see if Josh is going to make a mistake. We know he secured the championship unofficially. I should probably check my text messages from Corey once he confirms. We will crown a new champion. Last 3 months at least, as far as I can recall, have been secured by Gary Crowell. He's running in third right now, watching the young guns in front of him up the competition. 2 minutes of racing to go. Great chance for us to look at some lap times. We've got a comment. Great battle between Josh and Hunter. Yes, absolutely great battle. So let's look at lap times. So great battle going on in the back. So Steve Blogan 41.6. Frenchie, who's in front of him right now, 71 kilometers per hour. His fast lap is a 41.5. Kevin Tyler, who is 16 seconds clear of him, is running a 40.3. Billy Cayley, who's in front of him, 40.3 from him as well. Gary Crowell with a 39.1. Hunter King, though, 38.0, trying to chase down Joshua Vigil, who also has a 38.1. 1 minute to go. Joshua Vigil's put his head down, trying to get away from the group as much as he can, not making any mistakes. He wants to seal this on a high note. Who cares if he sealed the championship? He's going balls to the wall. Wants to make sure he makes it 4 for 4, TQing all 4 rounds and winning all 4 rounds. And earlier I had mentioned he must have made a 45-second lap full of mistakes to lose his 7-second advantage. I'm looking at it right now. It was on lap 10, and it was a 43.9. He is going through some lap traffic. Kevin Tyler making a mistake. We've got 10 seconds to go. Oh, riding the pit wall. That's crazy. 2 wheels on the pit wall, 2 wheels on the track. It looks like both him and Hunter and Gary will get one more lap. I think everyone else will get caught. Yes, I think 4th place down will get caught, and the top 3 will get an extra lap on the entire field. So position-wise, I think it's pretty much a done deal. Joshua Vigil should bring his Techno EB48 2.0 home. Hunter King should bring his TLRXE Elite in 2nd. Gary Crowell should bring his JQ Racing E-Car in 3rd. That is how they should finish. Let's look at some lap times. 41.6 from Steve Blogan. 41.5 from Frenchie. So Steve got Frenchie in the B main, and it looks like Frenchie got Steve in the A main. Good racing from both of them. Kevin Tyler with a 40.3. Billy Cayley with a 40.3. Billy able to hold off Kevin pretty securely. Gary Crowell, 39.1 from him. Hunter King with a 38.0 takes the hot lap of the
I
day,
heard you.
38.0.
I didn't want to beat you twice.
Joshua Vigil with a 38.1, and more importantly secures it with a 16:10:29. That is how they'll finish. Joshua Vigil's celebration is to launch his
thanks.
buggy off the wall. Let's
I
go straight.
I screwed up at the last minute.
Yep.
Three
Let's
times.
go straight to Park Ferme to interview our top 3. It looks like somebody just disconnected. That would be Billy Cayley. He was in 4th place when he disconnected. So results are displayed. Let's go ahead and Corey, if you're looking at this later on, Billy Cayley disconnected when he was in 4th, so that's the points he would get for this. So let's go to Park Ferme and interview our top 3. Let's start with Gary Crowell. So Gary, walk me through that race.
Oh, yeah, it was a good race for Joshua. I have to say, his whole month was awesome. And that's pretty much all I have for you. Thank you, JQ Hobbies and or JQ Racing and Beach RC.
Awesome. Thank you for supporting us for this long. Hopefully we'll see you back in April racing with us as well. He's already thanked his sponsor, so we're going to move to our 2nd place finisher, Hunter King. Hunter King, are you still here?
Yes, I am.
Hey, so congratulations on that epic finish and getting the not only the whole shot award, but also the hot lap of the day with a 38.0. I know in qualifying both you and Josh were talking about running fast laps, but with a loaded server, it's totally different. So walk me through the race and some of the mistakes you made that led you to not be able to finish in front of Josh.
Yeah, I was just trying to push to catch up to Josh, and I mean I had that 38.0, but it just 38.0 is not enough to catch up to Josh when you're making a ton of mistakes. So I guess that's really all I have to say.
Now, were you making this many mistakes in your qualifying session, or did it just happen in the main because you were pushing extra?
No, it just happened in the main because I was just pushing extra.
Gotcha. Well, before you thank your sponsors, tell us what's the next big race you're going to in real life.
It is going to be a race at the Yard in Columbus, Georgia. There's going to be a huge payout for Turbo Mod Buggy, so of course I will be there.
Awesome. Good luck to you there. Please take a moment to thank some of your sponsors.
I'd like to thank TLR, Horizon Hobbies, Tekin Racing, Raw Speed, Wits Racing, RC Bombshells, and RC Swag.
Awesome. Thank you. Keep being a good ambassador. Let's go to our 1st place finisher and officially our champion for March. Joshua Vigil, all the way from New Mexico, representing Team Techno and Team AKA. Not much to interview, but on the track, he's our fastest guy, so you'll see what I mean. So Josh, tell us about your race.
Was going pretty good at the start, and then on lap 10, I think it was had a big crash, but eventually just fell in the groove and started running laps.
So you made one mistake, and it looks like that cost you your 38s, which is what you were normally running, and you ran a 43.9 there. which bumped your overall average to 39.2, which is still 0.6 quicker than anyone else. So that mistake, was it because you were pushing, or was the buggy getting out of shape?
This is going over the whoops. Didn't really get like my correct line through it, and it just car got like majorly unsettled.
Awesome. So you've improved drastically. You went from being a top 5 contender with always being a hot lapper but never being a good high consistent guy to really coming into your own in March. You TQ'd all 4 rounds, you won all 4 rounds, you beat the guy that's been winning last 3 to 6 months straight being crowned as a championship. What changed in your program? Was it equipment? Was it practice? Or was it something else?
I'd probably say it's just learning like more about setup and getting a setup that's more towards my liking.
Gotcha. Well, your interview skills are definitely improving. We're on a roll today with you actually speaking more than so I'm going to bother you with 2 more questions. Do you have any advice for folks that are watching right now wanting to get into the game, or the young guns trying to get into the hobby? What 2 words of advice or 2 points of advice would you give to them when they're getting in?
I'd say just like take it a bit slow. Just try to do laps without crashing, really.
Awesome. So seat time. Take your time and practice as much as you can. It's been fun watching you grow. Would you like to thank any sponsors before we end this interview?
Techno and AKA.
Awesome. Congratulations to our March 2021 champion, Joshua Vigil. Thank you so much, everyone that is racing with us. At this time, we're going to switch our screens and do something fun. This is our paid class, folks. We need 10 every month to make it happen. These are some of the ones that are left in here. There's other folks whose names are not on this, and that's because they already won themselves a club race. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to spin the wheel, which I just did. Then I'm going to blab and talk a little bit, and you'll see a winner at the end. These folks all pay $25 to help support our streaming fee, so our Facebook advertising fee, our YouTube fee, and then whatever's left, we basically give it back to 4 racers in the form of a club race. The goal here is very simple. We want them to go to a physical brick and mortar track/hobby shop, pay a club race, take a picture, tell us about the track, and we want to post it on our Facebook page from where 110 of you are still watching us. So let's see who's going to win this one. And there's a 5 to 7 second delay from what I see versus what my viewers see. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys tell me when you see who won. I'm going to unmute everyone so they can tell me when they've seen. It's going to come down to the wire between 2 folks. I've seen who's won on my end, but I'll let them kind of see it as well.
Make it.
Yeah.
Come on,
can see
Frenchie. You can do it.
And have you guys seen it yet?
Yep.
Okay, congratulations to Mr. Joaquin Bruno.
Oh, shit.
Dude, it's your month, Frenchie. It's your month, bro.
Yeah, looks like it is.
Yeah, please watch your language. We're still live, but I'm very happy for you. So not only did Mr. Joaquin Bruno win in the A main over his buddy Steve Logan, who beat him in the B main, mind you, he also won himself a club race, and he's also one of the guys that has already prepaid for the next month. So this is an on-roader who's coming into the off-road world with arms wide open. Please welcome him when he does show up to a track near you. So, Mr. Frenchie, congratulations on winning yourself a club race.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. No, thank you for supporting everyone. When you go to a club race, all you have to do is pay your $15 practice fee or $25 club fee, whatever you want to pay, and send us the receipt. We will PayPal you the money. And if you can get a picture by a track sign or a manager or something like that, and just tell them, hey, we're going to advertise you guys. We would like to help build that track out. It'd be really cool if you could do that. So thank you, Mr. Frenchie, for winning.
Just one comment. It's pretty funny that I win this week because April 11th will be my first time racing, first time racing off-road, and first time racing in a long time. I haven't raced in a while. And so I'll be going to the barn, which is outdoors, an 8-scale nitro buggy.
Well, it's a match made in heaven, sir.
Yeah. Perfect. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, viewers. Unfortunately, it is 7:45 p.m. We have ran our mains. We've done our awards. This is the time to say goodbye. This marks our 13th month anniversary. Tonight is the end of our series that we've been running. This started in COVID. It was brought to you by two folks in Houston. We started as Houston RC, then Texas RC, then grew to America's RC. Then we decided to just make it global once we noticed 9 different nations had racers racing for us. So it's been a fun ride. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will continue to do this in April as long as we can get enough folks interested. Of course, with COVID slowly, if I could say, dying down in a few places and tracks actually opening up, we want to see the real hobby survive. The virtual hobby was there as a band-aid, and I think it's time to take some of the band-aid off. So with that, thank you everyone for the fun run. We will still race in April on Wednesday nights. We will still let you qualify the whole 7 days. Qualifying opens from Wednesday to Wednesday. Races start at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, as long as we have enough people. So if you'd like to support us, please go ahead in our Discord and type in